Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here. Today we've got some pretty cool news to go through. We have confirmed the double drop. So I think this is actually probably the first time ever where we had the details of both drops on the same day, and they are both occurring tomorrow. So a bit of short notice, but we do have a few caveats as well to go along with that. We also had a pretty cool update with Coinbase. So Coinbase has, to my knowledge, the first time promoted VeVe publicly, which is pretty cool. And we also have an AMA tonight with David Yu and Frank Kozik on the Clubhouse. So I will be recording that, and I'll also be kind of answering some questions along with that. And I just wanted to wrap up with the price as well and how that's been affected today. So David Yu, he did share on his Instagram the Frank Kozik drop. So this was the kind of trailer, but in terms of the numbers, it's pretty interesting. We have 888, but remember now they are holding back 90 mints. I don't know if they will hold back 90 mints for the 888. If they do, then that becomes 798, which is pretty low. So it will be pretty interesting to see. Now, just in terms of kind of like the trailer and everything, I'll just play this for you guys. Okay, so you guys kind of see how some of these NFTs look like. Now, the interesting caveat is I have always said that I'm pretty bullish on NFTs where they have loads of different versions and the price is fairly low with kind of low mint. So like unicornos, mermicornos, cryptkins, all of those sort of ones. Just because as a percent, they tend to yield the best percent return for those who are going into it for an investment, but also there's just more of them to collect. So from a collector point of view, it means that there's going to be a lot more transactions happening in the market, which is better for burn as well. So the ultra rare is the backstab Smorkin Labbit. So 888, but like I said, it's probably going to be 798 publicly available. I would say for 40 gems, I can expect this with this number of mints to go for a similar price to the Givenchy artwork. So those are going for around about 400, so I could expect this to go for around about 500 for a fairly high mint. Obviously higher than 500 for the lower mints, but my kind of ballpark figure is going to be around about 500 gems for this, obviously on the secondary market. And then next we have the Visible Labbit, which is the neon one. This one looks really cool. I definitely want to get this one. 1880, so quite similar to the Count Calorie, I believe. So I suspect that this will probably go for kind of a similar price to what that went for. So probably around about 150 to 180 gems, around that region. And yeah, this one again, similar price. Actually, is it similar price? Yeah, same price, same editions. The Visible Labbit, so again, pretty much the same as the neon one. I suspect it will probably go for a bit less just because I think the neon one will be more popular. And then we have the Smorkin Labbit, so 2888. This one I suspect will probably go for a 2x, about 60 gems, maybe a bit less, 50. And let's see, so the Happy Stash Rabbit. Now this one, I think, in my opinion, I don't know, I think it just looks the best because it's simple, it's, funny, and, number of editions is quite high. So I reckon, this one will probably go for around about 40 gems, 3,888, maybe 50 gems around about that region. And lastly, the choice cut. So I think this is the common. Yeah, so same number of editions, 25 gems. So probably go around for the same price, 40 to 50 gems. But yeah, as a percent, these tend to yield the best returns, just because the editions aren't that high even for the commons, and there's loads of different varieties. So that's pretty cool. Now Frank Kozik, he does have quite a lot of artwork on OpenSea as well, and typically these NFTs on VeVe are much lower priced than what you can get on OpenSea, and they're much better as well in my opinion. this artwork is pretty cool, as in the character I think is really cool. It'd be pretty yeah, pretty interesting to see if we could get this on VeVe. Maybe in the future, who knows. Now on that point, we know that Back to the Future is coming, so they really sent this email out, and you can see here that it has the hoverboard. Now the article itself is currently down. It was up and then it got hit by a 410 error. But what's interesting on the comment is you can see the actual original Mattel logo, and I think now that Mattel kind of got leaked, I don't know if it was intentional or not, if they were planning to drop this, because Back to the Future Day is coming out in a couple of days, so it lines up perfectly. But I think it was probably just coincidence, because the Mattel leak wasn't actually supposed to come out. The reporters just kind of reported on it. So the hoverboard is pretty cool. You guys can kind of see from all different angles. And the prop itself, when they did actually film, they had to use a mixture of magnets, wiring, and harnesses to give it that hoverboard effect. And it looks pretty accurate in terms of the, relative to the prop, in terms of all the detailing and everything. They've even got the original Mattel logo. So I think, Back to the Future fans definitely will want this. Now, I recall that the Ultra Rare has about 3,888 editions, and it's 20 gems, so really, really low. So I suspect that will probably go for at least 100 gems. So, 500% overall from the list price. But, it does depend. People will pay whatever it is that they want to pay for it. So, for such a low gem collectible at 3,888 gems. I think just because it's a hoverboard, there's so much you can do with it in terms of your showroom, because it complements pretty much any NFT quite well. So people, I believe, do want more kind of non-character NFTs, so things like vehicles, hoverboards. These will typically, I believe, fetch a bit more of a premium, just because there's more you can do with it in your showroom. Now, lastly, what I did also want to touch on is this point here. So this was sent to me by Fed, and basically it was an email that was sent out. Now, I typically don't really subscribe to Coinbase emails just because I don't like to spam, but a lot of people do, since it's convenient, and a lot of people do check their emails for these kind of blog articles. And this was all to do with NFTs, specifically Marvel, and we know who partnered with Marvel recently. And within this article as well, which is really cool, if you scroll down, it says Marvel is expanding into the mixed reality metaverse with digital collectibles. Fans will be able to buy digital Marvel art like NFT comic books and display it virtually with the VeVe app, which adds a digital layer to the world around us. So they specifically name dropped VeVe, and now that's pretty cool because there are millions of people that get these email. The fact that it has VeVe app in the actual article, that's going to bring people to VeVe, and we know that when people buy gems, they are indirectly also still buying OMI, which means more OMI is going to be purchased, which for us is good. The more people transacting on VeVe, the more burn, the more OMI's purchased, the more these collectibles, they become desirable as well. And these people will usually go and introduce it to their friends as well. And then, the app will gain a lot of organic growth, but we know that they are going to start marketing more, including marketing of the OMI token. So that's going to be really, really cool. Now, later tonight, we do have the AMA with Frank Kozik. So I am going to be participating in that as well. So I will have the recording for this tomorrow, but I will let you guys know there are any kind of like key takeaways from this tomorrow as well. So pretty exciting stuff. Now, lastly, what I do want to touch on was the price of today. And I drew these trend lines, last week, and it's pretty much just been following in this zone consistently. And I don't believe it's going to leave this zone anytime soon until we move over to Immutable X. And the reason for that is we will get a lot more liquidity. And with more liquidity means there will be much less manipulation of markets, because, if there are individuals that hold large supplies of OMI, it's easy for them to manipulate a couple of exchanges. But as we grow and get onto exchanges which typically have more volume, like Binance, Coinbase, even KuCoin, then that effect will eventually diminish over time. And from what I can see, a lot of people are buying and holding now, just because they start to, they've started to take on board the vision of the team, the company. And, I haven't sold a single token and I don't plan to. So it's pretty cool. It's really nice to kind of like see the community come together for this. Now, that's pretty much everything I'd like to go through with you guys today. I will give you guys some coverage of the drop tomorrow. How I do. Hopefully I can land myself an ultra rare, but it is going to be pretty difficult. So as always, please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll keep you guys updated with anything else I find out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.